So the other half of creation, other than just putting words and music to paper, is recording it. So
Mm.
what's that like from your standpoint? You talk about not wanting to hurt feelings. How vocal are you in the studio when your stuff is being put to finality?
Well, one thing that I was just talking with Charlie Fay, my longtime dear friend and recent manager, or I mean current, but
Yeah.
recently became my manager, about was about just that how in all of these records that I have put out over the years, I've had very few kind of name droppy guests on any of my records.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have brought that up to me over the years. Um, they've mentioned that it's not the greatest business move, first of all, that most people are more strategic about trying to kind of angle that in. Um, and when you live in a city like Austin, you do have a lot of true friends who are more famous than you are and who could help you by being on your record. Like that's just part of the
Yeah.
business. Um, but I think it's always been, and I don't think I even acknowledged this to myself, but I think deep down I had kind of a fear that what if I bring somebody who's really reputable and who I really look up to, and they come in and play or sing something that I just don't like or
Yeah.
that I think needs more direction. And what if it doesn't go well? Like that is going to be really difficult for me.
Yeah, that'd be like speaking up to your heroes at that point, right? Like,
Yeah, like,
yeah,
well, if they are your hero, then what do you think you're going to teach?
exactly. What do you
It's
have to
kind of
bring, right?
yeah, but it's at the same time, it's your record, it's
Yes.
your song, it's
Mm-hmm.
your art, and everybody should be in service of whatever this thing is. But um, I think I hadn't acknowledged that fear was there. That I uh, part of the reason, without realizing it, that I had avoided inviting a lot of kind of special guests on my record was because I was afraid of that confrontation or of stepping on those toes or of offending people whose artistry I really admire and whose reputations are bigger than mine.
Yeah. Are you the same way with a producer?
Um,
So, like, if a producer has an idea for your song that you don't necessarily care for,
I haven't worked with any producers who I didn't have some kind of, I guess, some level of comfortable friendship or association with that
so you have to have that level of
like
trust.
I had a level of comfort going
Sure.
in already. I think one of the benefits of being like a truly independent artist, no solo record of mine has been on a label.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had a label bringing in a producer.
Hmm.
I would say I want to make a record, and this is whose ears and whose kind of musical voice I hear these songs through, or I hear my
Wow.
next kind of phase through, and I get to hire them, and then we get to have a conversation about the record we're going to make.
That's badass.
Which,
So you have a producer in mind as you're fleshing out the songs that you think can really nail it home for you.
yeah, and I mean, choosing the final songs that go on the record is a collaborative
Sure.
project with the producer,
Yeah.
and um, both Gerf Morlick, well, actually, every producer that I've worked with, I send them a lot more songs than we end up recording, and they definitely have input on, if they're not into a song, I don't want them to produce it,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Girth is
and
amazing. I love
there
Girth.
are definitely songs that like previous producers didn't feel connected to at all that later producers were like, oh my God, we have to record this song,
Yeah.
because it spoke to them. And so I want them to be into the song. I want them to help choose what we're working on. But I haven't worked with anybody that who I couldn't, disagree with
I
or
love that. One of the themes of this show that comes up again and again is that the key to connection is believability. And
Mm.
whether it comes from what you're just talking about, where the producer really connects to a song, it's got to be that believability of the song for that person. It's the same thing with a live audience, right? If you want to connect with the live audience, then you have to make them believe the song. You have to make them believe and feel that you lived that song. It comes up so often in this show. It's so cool.